final head-to-head of the evening, chaps. It's been a long day. Not the most exciting games. We've had some one-sided affairs and some long, arduous processes, but this one we've been billing all day as to be the game of the day. It might not sound like it. We had some amazing teams play earlier, but didn't live up to expectations. And now, Daniel, we do have AZIO playing Luminosity. Could you explain why this would be a good game?
Sorry. So AZIO, for those of you that don't know, they, on paper, you may look at them, who are these people?
Yeah.
No idea. They've got some very skilled individuals, very highlight.
Move your feet.
Like this. Like highlight material players. You know, you got Infinite, you got Grim. Yesterday we saw them play, and against MIBR, ace in the pistol round, Infinite. Next pistol round, Grim gets an ace in the pistol round.
Sure.
You know, very flashy team, lots of skill. We've got Voltage on the AWP as well. This team has some skill, and I think that's really the thing that's exciting about them, because they like to fight and have a broadly Counter-Strike, and they can do it. And they're against, Henry, one of your favorite teams, because that's exactly what they love to do too.
Luminosity have a very similar playstyle indeed. It should be an exciting game. We'll see who comes out on top. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I feel like AZIO might have slightly more teamwork, but I feel like pound for pound, Luminosity have a lot more explosive potential. And it feels like there's only two players that can really go off for AZIO. That's the players you mentioned. Potentially we've got Voltage on that team as well, who can be pretty decent with the AWP.
Don't forget,
he's going up against Henny and Yell.
Frosty.
I don't know, that's not a name, like it's a cool name. We talk about that. It's not like he's one of the hard hitters.
Who was the acer? The second pistol acer? Grim. Yeah, I mean, we've seen like Infinite has been a very early highlight, but there's still time for the other players to show their individual skill as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So Dan has just picked up some new Nike Cortez. That's why I'm taking a picture of his feet. Well, not his feet, but his shoes. I'm not a foot guy. I'm a shoe guy. So
not a foot guy.
Do I put it on here?
We got a, if you like. I mean, you could just, that's one way to do it. Yeah, a classic profile, a classic shoe, and it's he's got himself nice ones. They've got some nice kind of creamy beige ones in the store as well. But Dan opted for the plain white.
I wanted to be like Henry.
Yeah, you kind of stole my thing. So
I put my. They don't really go with these jeans. They're all over the place because I was wearing my lovely leather boots with waxed
little booties.
There you go. Look. So these are. I got two pairs of these actually. These are cool. Production. Come on. So these are cool because you can dress these up.
How?
And they've got waxed. Well, I mean, because it's nicely done. It's got the leather and stuff, so it's stylish. That's the point. It's not too roadman. It's not too hood.
You can wear those with a tuxedo.
So it's got the wax laces as well. So yeah,
reminds me
nice.
Henry.
But I like to take shoes off during. And camera.
So I had this like funny situation once.
And put Yeezys on. So yeah.
Back in the old days, I was a young and upcoming player. Okay. And I came onto a server, a dual server in the Quake 3 days, and there was this guy who had the same name as me, and he was really mad.
DDK?
No, this is back when I had an older name.
What was your older name?
My first name was Rage.
Rage.
I made it when I was 11. Okay.
Oh, so cool.
Anyway, so this guy also came on the server. He had it, and he had like alternating capitals. It's super cool.
Colors.
And he's like, look, I don't like that you have my name. I think we should play a 1v1. And the winner gets to keep the name. And I was like, I'm down.
That was the end of that.
That's awesome.
You never were called Rage again?
No, I beat him, and he was really sad. It backfired on him. He was very arrogant, so...
Change his name to Youth to Rage.
So what I'm trying to say is we could just have a fight.
I don't think that's not the way to sort out any problems, really.
Why not?
Did he actually change his name?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he actually did. He lived up to it.
He stuck to it. I respect that.
Yeah.
I used to be called Rage. Then I lost
She's
the
off
1v1.
again. The violin lady.
Yeah, you got a violin lady outside. Our door is open, so...
To be fair, she's only 10 years old, by the way, and she kills it. You should go check it out. I would put a video of it.
She's there every season of ECS.
Yeah?
Every single
10 years
season,
old,
and it's always the same song. When you got to learn another song?
She's got to go to school.
There's only I don't care if she's 10. There's only so much repetition.
Everyone's out there lapping it. They're lapping it up.
I know, they're just getting milked every, Yeah. There's also these two Asian kids with a band, like drums and stuff. On the weekend, they're out there making like coin for the family, man.
Making coin for the family.
Because they're tiny kids and they're like drumming to Nirvana and stuff.
Oh, really?
So you're going to give them your money. Because they're tiny kids, they're cute, tiny little people.
Yeah, it's got to give them your money.
They don't look like they care too much, though. But that makes sense.
Oh, they're checked out.
Yeah.
They're checked out.
Dead behind the eyes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Just
mentally checked out.
Well, that was a bit of a tangent. We'll go back to Counter-Strike just very briefly. We've had 6 maps already today. We're back to a full schedule of 8. We'll hopefully live up. Do you remember yesterday we finished on like a really high show? We had a great game.
Yeah.
We had excitement. We had hype. We had Dan screaming.
We had AZIO.
We had puns.
With the AZIO factor. That's what they bring to the table.
Yeah, I think so. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
What does it take to replicate that sort of level from us? What do we need to see?
What do we know what maps it is?
I'm sure
the Moscow Mule.
The Moscow Mule. Cache is first, then Overpass.
Cache and Overpass. I'm interested because if you think that Overpass is a traditionally slower map, especially the kind of give and take of the balloon area and the toilets and so on, the CTs take it, they slowly move back, the Ts slowly move up, all that kind of stuff. AZIO just charge, man. They just charge. They're on the horses, just pointing towards the Indians or whoever you like, you know.
Who was it they first played on that map? It was Liquid, wasn't it?
Was it Liquid or was it MIBR?
I think no, it was Liquid
Wasn't
first.
it MIBR yesterday?
No, yeah, yesterday
it was
MIBR,
Liquid
but
first,
then,
yes.
Then it was MIBR, but both times, you know, they got that Overpass pick, and they actually get rounds.
Well, I hope they will get some rounds as we're going live. Here we go, Luminosity versus AZIO, the final head-to-head of the day. It's been a long one, a scorcher outside, and hopefully a scorcher on the server too, as we'll see the first round begin with Luminosity on the CT side here, boys. Smokes available, 2 of them for AZIO. I would say Luminosity for me are the favourites, but you never know. Let's see how it goes down.
Flashbang from Hen1, and I think they should be the favourites, but I honestly don't know if they are the favourites because AZIO's violent style when it comes to their buy rounds, which I respect for where they are at the moment, and Luminosity's, the parts where they are lacking at present, I think it's a perfect storm.
Indeed.
I think it's a perfect storm. A door has been opened and many players are making their way through. Nice timing on the smoke grenade on this occasion, but Yell will pop. Snakes on the flank. Low voltage on the flank. Lovely shot from Yell, still alive. Around a forklift position. And there is that post-plant smoke grenade. That limits the places they need to cover with their guns so they can have a easier time of things, but you never know who might come creeping.
Let's see. 3 versus 2. The bomb planted. Voltage and Grim. Some of the bigger names of the squads. Grim has delivered so much in the pistol rounds in the last couple of days, but he'll be taken down. Voltage will need stunning aim here. He'll be running out of ammo, and that's going to be the round concluded. Bomb planted, not the end of the world. So AZIO will be able to buy up in the 3rd round. We'll see whether they can convert that. For now, though, they'll be full eco, unless they really do feel like they could steal the round away at number 2. It's quite rare to see. Maybe some of the top teams have a very specialist strategy to try and pull that off in round number 2.
So, Henry,
yes.
What are the win conditions for AZIO?
AZIO, I think, considering they, like we said, pound for pound, actually a little bit beneath Luminosity. They have 2 heavy hitters. They need the AWP potential of Voltage to be up there with Grim and Infinite. Those guys need to be hitting hard, and they probably did need a pistol when a 3-0 starts, but they can do that in the 2nd as well. If they can get 6 rounds here, maybe 7, I feel like they can do it. But Luminosity for me, I do. Okay, my prediction, I'm going to lock it in right now, Dan. 16-7 in favour of Luminosity.
Really?
Yep.
Ring the bell again and again and again. And even though it's Glocked, it's nice aim for the rounds to come. Because now we've got the AKs, and if they start ringing the bell just like that, then Luminosity are going to have problems. Don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications on YouTube for when we go live.
Do you want to lock anyone in, James?
I think that Luminosity are a favourite, but I don't know how wide the margin is, and I do not wish to make a prediction.
Okay, fair enough.
So the early peaks from Infinite are to see for CT crosses. The smoke went down, so he didn't see that, and then the boost is so he can make sure no one is creeping around the smoke. On occasion, somebody will, but Luminosity may not want to take such a risk so early on in this game of cash. Minute 25, as you have 5 smoke grenades, just 1 Molotov. Maybe it goes to Fork, maybe it goes to AZIO, maybe it goes to Checkers.
Time will tell, James. 3rd round, and the AKs and the smokes are out. The default, though, nothing too exciting to report back. AZIO will just be holding up, seeing whether there's any sort of aggression presented to them. Remember, Luminosity love a push. They love to force the issue, especially when Henny has the AWP. Yell will be holding up here. 25 for Neckers, and so far, not really much to report, I'm afraid, as the terrorists do start to deploy smokes, though, towards middle. Neckers with the MP5. Perfect weapon for this sort of interaction. Good incendiary just to buy a little bit more time. Henny with the AWP. He surely gets a kill here. He doesn't miss shots like this.
Ooh. Again, though, AZIO are not shy to give sound cues away. They were heard outside the boost, but
my goodness,
things are working out. It seems like the game's going to be won in mid because there's one player left and the bomb hasn't gone anywhere near either bomb site. And will they win by elimination? That one has to come in. Oh, he's so close.
Oh my God.
What a bizarre round.
So
Frosty K with 4K, but again, like they make so much noise going into the boost, and Molotov comes in, but I don't even know, Dan.
Yeah, it's just first thing that's interesting is that AZIO had very little pressure on the map, and they went for a really delayed mid take. Now, like normal delayed mid takes around the 1 minute mark, and they went for it around 40 seconds left. And usually the CTs won't have players in mid, but because, as you say, they made so much noise because they didn't pressure anywhere else on the map, Luminosity could just have 3 players there. Henny's not going to have a round like that. Like almost ever. Like Henny's not going to miss any of those shots most of the time. So the fact that he misses 3 in a row, you know, is a huge deal. And yeah, it's
they shouldn't have won that round.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they played that round well at all, but
they did, and I mean win it, and it's ruin of money for Luminosity.
Yeah. I mean, Luminosity played it worse in that sense. You know, they couldn't step up on the fights.
Well, yeah, Henny was missing all the shots. I even called him out saying he never misses these shots. He's got him. He missed 4, and then
he just missed it.
Went down.
Shots, and
very costly errors.
Well, we'll see if both teams can sort of spruce things up a bit. Spruce it up. Yell through the smoke. He's going to see what he can do. Surely he'll be checked forward. He's got to be checked for this, and be taken down. The Deagle's in.
Lucas
again.
again.
See what the Deagles can do. You love it, Henry. You love a bit of Lucas Deagle.
Oh, no 3K this time, I'm afraid. I'll have to settle with just the 1. And this is looking like a round that's over. AZIO will be up and about as the trades come through. They've got a round guaranteed at this point. Just whether they can get a little bit more remains to be seen. Henny will look to take some players down with him, but whether he'll do that, I'm not so sure. CZ in hand, pushing towards the heaven position. No guns available to him. Might be better off to saving the CZ and armor. Oh, that's not bad. Now he has the M4. Wants to try and stay alive here. But they can't really justify much more than some PT50s into the next round. CTs now completely broke. AZIO with 3 players surviving. Nice B approach. The Deagle of Lucas. Now, the reason we got excited about that is because the last couple of days, he has been a bit of a showstopper, Dan, with the Desert Eagle.
Yeah.
Managed to take down Cloud9 in an inside bomb site. And again, they had locked in. It was like a 5-on-2. Then you got 3K of the Deagle. Took it to overtime, then they won. So that was a little bit interesting. And I'm sure we'll see some more of the Deagle action as time continues. 2-2, and no real investment here. It will be Henny to drop his CZ to Yell, and at this point, they'll just see whether they can get some frags. That's all they can really hope for here.
Straight over the top, but there's no one to greet them. Says Luminosity sit on the A sites and the B site respectively. 3-2 spread, and there doesn't really seem to be anything to stop them, AZIO, in taking whichever site they choose. The split will come into play onto the A positions, and the Molotovs will start to do the work. 1 though so far towards quad, but again, good timing, pretty easy. Oh, hello. Okay, I don't know how the hell that's happened, but it will be cleaned up, I'm sure. Oh, the rotation is coming in, and they're not all the way done with that A bomb site take. It's proving troublesome.
This is actually a little bit closer than I thought, especially with that USP kill coming in. I don't think they'll do it. This is the kill. One more bullet will do it. And now it's a 2 versus 1, but still Voltage has a huge upper hand here. No weapon recovered just yet for Mekis, and downhill go. It still was way too expensive, but still they get the W, and it will be 3-2.
I don't recommend a full spray over Mac 10. Bursts. Don't be shy, give it a try. Bursting with the Mac 10 is good. Spraying with the Mac 10. I have no idea what the spray pattern is of Mac 10. I don't think anyone does. Burst, burst, burst. AZIO with some ropey situations early, but they have survived. And Molotov will not be doing anything. That Molotov, though, will be clearing out the white box position, and this is an unusual setup from Luminosity on the B bomb site. Gimmicks. I would presume that if Lucas drops that smoke, they can jump on the box behind it and look over said smoke if people come their way. Only Infinite outside B. Oh, no, Infinite and Snakes, actually. So Lucas, yeah, he's holding a smoke. They'll probably look over it from the back box if they need to, although it will also extinguish a Molotov should it come their way. If you stand in front of the sun, there are some bolts on the wall. You can line up a Molotov to the headshot position. There is the preemptive smoke from Lucas. Now Yell jumping on top of the box, although he smoked himself off from that angle.
Creating a wall.
Yeah, this will buy some time at the very least, but he can't actually fight. And there's plenty of time on the clock here for AZIO. Now, Nekiz, how has he found himself in this position? This is very unusual, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Look at the position of the T's. The bomb is in Sunroom. Now, Nekiz he shouldn't push further just yet because he is the containment man. If they chose to rotate, which they still just about have time to do so, if he went down, that would be a huge problem for Luminosity. But as this ticks lower and lower, he will start to press on.
Oh, he's got grim dispatches of both. There will be Snakes to help him out, and there we have it. It will be pretty much round guaranteed at this point. 14 seconds. It will be Henny who has to fight back, though. The bomb not planted, but that shouldn't be an issue. He's got no utility and no real opportunities for a kill, but Snake gives him one. I'm surprised at that. No real reason to face. He's not going anywhere near the bomb site. But there we go. A chance, at least, with no kit. It's just a matter of time, I think, before AZIO closes this one out.
Grim not peeking. Infinite will peek first. Infinite can hold an off angle towards headshot at this point, of course. He will hear if Henny drops off. Grim almost ready, but no. Playing it very solidly. Not giving any opportunity away if they don't need to. And now the hunt begins because the round is guaranteed. And he might get one. He will get none. AZIO with another round in the bag. 4-2. And it's Eco Town for Luminosity. The town of Eco. There's not many people living there.
No, it's not a nice place.
Most people moved out.
Yep.
Just the old and decrepit.
Derelict buildings, squatters. Not really much.
Cobwebs, gnats,
yep.
Cockroaches, a lizard if you're lucky.
Rats.
The rats were eaten by the dogs.
Anyway, Eco. AZIO have a pretty solid lead here, chaps. They've got 4-2 on the board, and Eco up against them here in round number 7. AZIO might be up and about on cash. It's a T-sided map technically, but really depends on the matchup and the playstyle. And Nekiz, though, ready the deagle. That looks promising. Doesn't quite connect it. Might have to fall back here.
Deags. Seen so many cool Deagle rounds. Actually, after one of the crazy MIBR Deagle rounds yesterday on train, we saw one straight back from the likes of AZIO. See if Luminosity can follow suit. Yell picks up a forward frag. That's an AK-47 for him. And that might force the hand of AZIO now. Like to move quickly towards the A-bomb site. They've got one man. It's Frost Day. K moving up the short position. See if he can make things a bit easier for his teammates. He's going to be in a crossfire here. That's a good first frag. Oh, that's a nice transfer. Almost a third, perhaps. Eagle back in there, but Infinite's not shy to peek with the AK. Yell moves forwards with his. Oh, he's got the bomber. 35 seconds, though, so there's no time pressure, really. But he can definitely win this with this AK.
Oh, he definitely can, but not going to happen. Decent damage, though, done towards the AZIO offense. Money available once again. They can definitely get the double orbs out, which they almost certainly do give them a chance. And there it is. Cash is a map we've seen Luminosity play a few times now. Double orbs seems to be the name of the game. If you remember that fantastic sequence of events in the 5 versus 2, where Yell and Henny got everyone a massive clutch round as well to have a show-stopping round. Very exciting stuff. I'm sure we'll see more of that.
One of the things I like about AZIO at present is the very basic mistakes we see from them, like the unnecessary risks, like the open plant there, for example, when you're not covered.
Yeah.
Because they're easy fixes, which means that where we've seen good things already, they can already be much better just by closing the gaps, not being sloppy in that sense.
Yeah, just some basic awareness.
Yeah, which is good. Easy fixes are fantastic. It's the hard ones. It's like when you start losing weight, first few pounds are easy, but after that the real work begins.
Nice push into the site. The Flash is doing their job there, still isolated. Henny only able to get one, and it's looking like this A bomb site is done. The bomb can be planted in the default position as Lucas and Yell are trying to go for the retake. They've got some grenades, but no Molotovs, which are very key on the retake of these bomb sites. So what is the decision here? Their money absolutely sucks. They will begin to back off. Perhaps, although Lucas is seeing what he can find, maybe.
He's just inviting someone out. That smoke is a GG between the red container and the brick wall. That post-plant smoke with good timing is absolutely brutal. Out of position, a man disadvantage. Lucas inviting AZIO to give them a chance to win the rounds with a few footsteps made. No such thing will happen. We've seen good discipline in that respect, in that regard. The lovely logo of AZIO shines once again.
Turns out they're a keyboard company, Dan. We didn't know, but that's what they do. Not a gaming org, I guess. That's it's an old school sponsor. I think I bought one of their
keyboards maybe years ago.
Yeah.
From what we could see on their website, the ones available at the moment are like classic, typewriter style,
like novelty keyboard, like a typewriter style.
Yeah, typewriter styles could, but I couldn't imagine using one for gaming.
No.
I've seen a few on available before, but not piqued my particular interest. I'm a fan of the DSA keyset profile, but enough about keyset profiles later. We will see if Luminosity can do something with what they've saved in the previous round and the odd deagle here and there.
Here and there, indeed. What will happen here? It's AWP saved, an M4 purchased, and we'll see what Yell can do. He's a very quick AWP up. And Infinite's a little bit quick.
Yeah, you're just cursing everyone left
That's
and right.
fine. I'm happy with that. It just demonstrates the skill. If you build up the scene like that and it all goes wrong, Infinite had to do something super sick to take him down.
Henry is a Nigerian witch doctor, and his services are free. Well then, those were some nice peaks from AZIO, but the real buy is to come for Luminosity. Ooh, that 5-7's like the bodies exhibition. See my competition at the bodies exhibit. Who said that? Childish Gambino. Very good lyrics. See my competition at the bodies exhibit.
Nice.
2 players remain. And he can get some bonus money merely by holding on to this AWP, rather than buying one again in the next round. Will they go 2 sniper rifles though? Henny and Yelp, the ideal situation.
AZIO about to get to 7 rounds. The 2 of Luminosity. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it's so cool because, you know, we've so far only seen AZIO against really up the top of the top tier when it comes to the North American Counter-Strike in Team Liquid, who are probably #1 spot, and then you got MIBR, who are likely the #2 spot, right behind Liquid in the North American scene. So to see AZIO against what is a team that can absolutely make the top 4 in Luminosity, it's really interesting. And so far, so good for AZIO. And this becomes an incredibly important match because you could absolutely see the difference made between this result later on, where, you know, if AZIO prove that they are good enough for that top 4 and Luminosity maybe edging for the 4th position, let's say, this matchup will, you know, if AZIO have defeated them in the heads up, then that's going to be very beneficial much later on towards the end of the league. So we will get the tactical from Luminosity, giving them the respect they deserve. And the double ops will come out, Henny and Yell, and they are very good. It's going to be fun to see if they have any good spawns. Yell is the most forward player, although it's not... Oh, okay, Henny is as well. You can spawn a bit more forward, though. So we'll see what they go for. Henny straight into the middle position.
Snipers and butterfly knives, eh?
What do you think?
I think maybe there was some kind of like bug or something with them. I don't know. Where they would draw faster or something. I don't know. I heard something like that, but I'm not really sure. But they are very prevalent now. What
do you call that position Lucas is in? I know that some people call it drip.
Checkers boxes, back boxes.
It's a really strong...
Box in checkers.
Yeah. It's a really strong position, but it's much stronger if there's a CT on the bomb site. And
yeah, back of checkers is what I say. Back of checkers.
So we'll see if Luminosity go for this. This is a pretty fast play into the B bomb site. They've absolutely found Luminosity, who had a timing in mid still with 3 players. They get completely circumvented by the B push. Very quick and decisive AZIO. They're going to murder everybody. Now, a quick point about the drip box or the back boxes and checkers is that if you have if the T's are trying to take checkers and trying to push into the CT into the site, but let's say there's a CT on the site and headshot or something like that, and there's a reason why they can't just run into the bomb site as we saw here. That position becomes really annoying because if you commit players towards checkers, the guy that can just try to shoulder peek you or just wait, and as soon as you Molotov it, maybe he just drops a smoke on it. Then what are you going to do? You're going to just try to run past him? He can just stay there in the smoke, just behind the box. So it's just like it becomes really difficult to kill him. You can waste so much time with that player for the CT side for rotation. So I'm sad we didn't see that dynamic, but for AZIO, they are quite happy. They're on 8-2, and Luminosity spent everything here. Going for an A main take, perhaps. They do have Henny there with the peek in there. Not sure if he wants to go deeper.
Yell looks like he's up to something. I don't know what. Oh, I wondered. It's all but guaranteed, surely. Close to the door, go on.
He's not got it. Wow. Or does he? No. Wow. The nerve to just stand there, In
the meantime, Henny was taken out in his main position. Surprised he didn't crouch either. Anyway, 50 seconds remain. AZIO with a man advantage, and Luminosity have been forced to expend almost all their utility. And who can blame them? Against a team as violent as AZIO, you will deplete your utility early. Now then, AZIO on the way, big frag around the forklift position. Steel still alive with 20 HP, and look at the rotation. Almost all of Luminosity are here. So late, and Frosty's forcing them out. There is a player on highway. The crossfire at very close range works out for Luminosity. Yell has so much to do. 20 seconds, looking everywhere. Massive frag from him, but he can't stay alive. They win by elimination, 9-2, AZIO.
AZIO running away with this. Where are your boys, Luminosity, now, Dan?
Did I predict them?
I don't know, did you?
I don't think so.
I was just trying to see what you'd say.
Yeah, we make predictions, yeah. Yeah. No, it's been pretty great so far. AZIO hitting the duels, winning the headshot duels. They are. I really liked in that round how Grim extracted so much utility from the A bomb site players, and he got so much information as to where they were standing.
Sure.
Ooh. But yeah, AZIO are doing the basics really well right now. You can't really fault them.
Absolutely. This is pretty phenomenal. There we go. 5-on-4 now. Deagles for Nekis and Yell. Henny. I'll be trying to find back the best he can. It's the partial buy from the CTs. CZ towards middle. Is there anything left here for Luminosity? They haven't looked their best, and AZIO are a team that are turning heads every single time. As Lucas now, the absolute nemesis of almost every team with his Desert Eagle. Snakes is ready for him though. Another clean sweep? Surely not. Nekis with the Deagle, hoping to at least find a frag here, but it's double digits for the North Americans here. As now, they lost the pistol and the follow-up round. Ever since then, it's been a perfect game.
Yep, that's for sure. You have no idea what's going on. Whenever I see snakes, I think of that. Do you remember that old meme? Like, well, it's like the flash animation. Like badger, mushroom.
African snakes. Don't forget the African part, yeah?
Yeah, don't forget the African part, Dan. You're forgetting that on purpose or what?
Wasn't it by the same people, like Weeble and Bob or whatever?
That was what?
Was it Weeble and Bob?
Yeah. And they did Magic Trevor as well.
Yeah, nice.
Magic Trevor.
Salad Fingers.
No, Salad Fingers.
That was a different dude, I think. Maybe it's, yeah, it was a different dude.
Yeah.
I love salad.
But yes.
Albino Black Sheep.
Don't put your fingers in the salad.
Good advice, yeah.
Anyway, back from 2001, back into 2018.
Happier times. Back then. Simpler times.
Never was new. And there's another rush into the EP bomb site. And AZIO this is the second time they've walked in.
Can we just note, in that execute, they didn't necessarily check checkers. This smoke is a T smoke. They threw that smoke themselves to see they're just assuming somebody's there until they see otherwise. That is really cool because that's such a big problem for people who try to push B and they haven't taken checkers. That was cool.
Yep. And it's, I think, the third round where they've just walked into B, pretty much.
Well, Henny's not hitting anything with the orb. Like, he just looks overwhelmed when they come in.
Yeah. And there was that one round, if you recall, which was a really weird one. I mean, so there was the first buy round of Luminosity where they sort of just failed in middle, where Henny missed a bunch of shots, but they had the right setup to win the round, then they lost it. There was the other rounds where Luminosity have Nekis, I believe, in useless, and they know AZIO are waiting to try to move into B. And AZIO finally do it with 20 seconds left, and Luminosity still lose that round, even though they have all positioning around it. So
that's the smoke.
That's cool.
And then the pop flash through the original smoke to take the angles away. That's really awesome.
So I think this is a mixture of AZIO playing their game really well, and also Luminosity having a bad day right now. Because we're seeing some strange misses from them, but not to take it away from AZIO. 11-2. What a day we've had so far with games like this.
We've had a brilliant day, Dan.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed my time with you two.
Well then, Luminosity, it appears, still have some fight in
them.
No
response, no. Okay.
Snakes is just about escape, rather. Slightly closed his door. Good manners on Grim.
Wasn't bored at a barn.
Liquid fan. Likes horses.
This is still recoverable for AZIO. Never say it's over. Because, sure, Neck has got 2 nice kills, but there's positioning towards short. That's Infinite, who's an explosive player. Great aim. I'm sure he's going to show us what he's made of right now. Oh my god! Goodbye. Henny and Nekis get removed, deleted, as Lucas will do whatever he can now to get back in the round. Infinite still with 100 HP though, and he does not have the bomb. That's a problem. The other CT is nowhere to be seen. Infinite's just a god, isn't he? That spray control is absolutely devastating. He'll go for the plant, but there it is. Yell towards Highway, waiting for a mistake to be made. And he won't get it. Oh my goodness, Infinite. This is one of the sickest rounds of the game.
He's got a flash as well. He could bounce
I'm going to follow this dude on Twitter.
He could bounce it behind the Highway box and peek with it. But he's chosen to conceal his position, although I think Yell knows he is here somewhere. Ooh. 41 HP now, and he realizes, Yell, oh my god, there is the bomb! Tag! Ooh. So awkward, holding it now the hero, but his head is showing, and now his brain is flowing all over the floor. 12-2 in favor of AZIO.
He already follows me. Oh, what a sweetheart. Right, following him now. Let's big him. He's only got 700 followers. We're going to big him up after this game. Anyway, that was so sick. The individual skill was phenomenal there. That was a 5-on-3. He single-handedly converted. Wow. 12-2. Shut down.
Yeah, it's that mad fragger NA-style player that you've seen for the longest time, but with brain activity as well. Oh, hello. What are you doing here?
Wow. That's a bold play.
Fancy seeing you up here.
Backfires, and a 4v4 for Luminosity to play out as the bomb makes its way towards the A bomb site. It is clean though. It's only still watching from afar, but he's actually turned away.
Oh! Sorry.
What was that noise? How many Moscow mules did you have?
It's the straw, mate. It's the straw.
The straw.
Makes it a strong signal.
Looking for the final round here. Luminosity have taken down Infinite. That might be their opening here. It's a 3 versus 4. They have not got a kit. It all comes down to this. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
It's like being on Pearl Harbor. Something.
Is it anything like that?
Watching your teammates get shot. I don't know. I was thinking Palm Beach. Wait, that's Vegas. I don't know. Never mind. Bad reference. Voltage doing what he can to hold on to this round for his team. 2 versus 2 now. TikTok, the bomb continues. Is Frosty's back being watched? No, it's not. He's been sold up by Grim. There is it. There it is now. Steel. He's got no kit. He just needs to delay Frosty, just waiting a few seconds, sliding out like he's lagging, and that's the round number 13 for AZIO, just 2 for Luminosity.
That's unbelievable.
Expected.
Okay, so that scenario, right, was like, You know, you watch those like those moves.
Yeah. Go pull up on the beach.
Was it Pearl? I don't remember what the bloody reference is. Anyway, whatever. Never mind.
What are you trying to get at?
Normandy Beach.
Like those scenes where, you know, it's like there's war action, and there's
people dying around you. You're shell shocked. It's all bodies are flying, limbs are flying.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
They're trying to crawl up the beach.
You know, Omaha Beach.
Not the crawl up the beach. Like there was a thing in Day of Defeat, right, when you start on the beach and the bloody Germans had their MG42s and everyone's getting wrecked. But it's not really like that because that's a machine gun. It's more like, you know, your guy next to you's just been shot in the head and oh my god, and this is all crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, how are you gonna articulate that into a quick casting moment?
I don't bloody know.
All right. Anyway,
quick casting moment.
Luminosity have got an open A site at least. This is looking promising. Retake approach from AZIO. Remember, 13-2 is not a locked deal. We know this from online Counter-Strike. It never is a foregone conclusion.
The thing about this is, for me, if you're going to have this execute, you need one more smoke to put another smoke down between the red container and the wall, because once the bomb is planted, the smoke's already gone, so you don't have as much advantage as you might otherwise. And this is the problem. The CTs can stream in. They're carrying a kill across the K as well. Will the door be closed, though? That is ultimately the question. Maybe it doesn't matter. Luminosity with all the frags. Who cares about the smokes? 3 rounds for them.
Exactly. AZIO would be better off not force buying here. They don't have to. They've got such a huge lead. Might as well save their money for the AWPs, the grenades. And as long as they don't get armor, I'm happy with Deagles. That's not a problem. Luminosity start their long campaign into this game. Rough first half. AZIO on the touching distance of success. I didn't think it'd be this sort of result. I thought Luminosity would have run away with this.
You would have thought wrong, Henry.
I know.
Yeah. So that's the first. Triple, quadruple D. Quad D. That's always nice. See if they can get some headshots. Even things up. Nice. Crush Luminosity's hopes and desires, their dreams, all that. It's like they're figuring out, though, as they're already rotating towards that A-bomb site now, all the way towards the car. Is there anything to stop this, though? They need to get the first few shots. Has to be good. Frosty gets himself one. Has he done enough, though?
We will soon find out. The Deagle unable to do it. A flurry of kills for Luminosity, but Infinite still alive. Infinite's dead. That leaves Snakes to try and constrict one of these players. A nice swing. Swing and a hit, but not hard enough.
That Infinite shot there was clean. I love that. It reminded me of the Cold Deagles, just the cleanliness of them.
The cleanliness.
Yeah, just like very clean.
Pleasing to the OCD among us. Do you ever focus on cleanliness, Henry?
Depends.
Depends. Bloody hell.
Depends on the situation.
How many cans of ads?
No, generally I'm pretty clean, I think. But this round might not be, as Frost Decay will open things up. They've got an MP5, not the most tantalizing weapon to get, but it was a 5-man B push. Hoping to get a bit more than that. That will be round pretty much concluded as the bomb will be planted at A. No one there, and nothing to retake it with. The war continues.
It's real war. Oh.
Now it's Luminosity's turn with the AK-47s, but it is a long road to Tipperary.
It's a long road to go.
Not necessary. Oh, that knife animation is cool. That Snake has. That's cool, man. Don't try it at home. La la.
The gun rounds begin.
Yes, they do, Henry. Tell us about the gun rounds.
We have potential for AWPs. You'd imagine the Voltage will pick that up. He will be joined by Infinite with the rifle, the star player of this squad. Grim, not performing as much as we'd like. 10 frags, still absolutely fine. But let's see if Voltage can open the fragging here. He'll be up against one of the most dynamic and aggressive snipers in the game. That's Henny, as they'll go for the mid boost. This allowed Lucas to stop any presence towards it. It was quite a nice little angle. You can see him crossing over. Nice little trick there for you. He'll get himself in towards the vents now. So everything calms down. No initial damage inflicted. Defaults to continue. You get your players on key choke points like this towards Squeaky Door, boosted up. One holding B storage. And you're listening for sound cues, trying to get intel, and waiting for the CTs to potentially make a move. We'll see what happens.
That can be an annoying position to deal with. Frosty up on the box behind red on A. Can just about see his head. Not the angle you normally expect as well, although I'm sure a smoke will come should they go in that direction. Luminosity. They look focused on the on mid for now. The Brazilian side, as you can see, they are boosted. Now, let's go back to when AZIO were on the T side. So many noises being made around that short position, not really taking the CTs by surprise, hence the Molotovs. Now, Luminosity will try to be quieter. Grim with a high flash, not expecting to play close though. Can't draw his gun in time. That's a free kill for Luminosity, and good position as well.
Voltage has to deliver something here, at least one, as they make their way in. Can he find a good timing? Always being teased. It's hard actually sometimes to know how long you should put a hold for, and that's why. Oh, it just gets taken down by the other players pushing forwards, and that's going to be a wrap on the A1 site. Nice take of it from Luminosity. AZIO have Snakes left, but now Snakes has left the round. And that'll be 6 now for Luminosity. Still a long road, but yeah, I mean, that's actually crazy. You think about it, no CT rounds won at all outside of the pistol. It's crazy. Only T rounds won.
Indeed.
Defenseless human beings.
Not much they can do.
They need a hero. But Luminosity in full Thanos mode. And deleting people for fun. All quiet. Luminosity with a fast take of the mid position, as one can sometimes do when the opponent is only on pistols. When the opponent is at the mercy, there will be no mercy though. From the likes of Luminosity. The bandaged Cyclops. Is there one eye or two eyes on that thing? It looks like one eye to me.
Maybe.
It's a Cyclops that had a accident trying to prepare some ramen. Slipped on the old cooking oil. I did that when I was a kid actually. I tried to boil rice.
Okay.
And I slipped on cooking oil and poured the boiling water on my hand. And then I had like a welt. Yeah, well, not a welt, but what's when you've been taking beats, but like a boil, I guess. Not a boil. What do you call it when you have like water? Yeah, blister. Yeah.
Your expertise is scabs. We know that much.
I'm a peeler.
That's disgusting, James.
I like to peel. I like to see the scab separate from the flesh. I like to open the wound, reopen the wound. I like to expose it to the elements.
Yeah.
I like it to breathe.
Well then.
What's been your favourite one-liner here so far this week?
I think, oh yeah, it's the last day of the week, isn't it? There's been so many to choose from, Dan.
There's quite a few.
I think Strong Tickle for me was quite good.
Was quite good, yeah.
That was always a favourite that made a few comebacks.
Yeah. 49%.
Strong Tickle. Dabber Tissue. There are faster ways into the bloodstream.
What? My goodness.
Will there be a CT round 1?
That's looking very questionable, isn't it? We've got the AWP on position. It's going to be this one, I feel it. Oh, that's a good feeling, isn't it? For Voltage taking down Yell. Is there any kind of response here? It's not looking all that amazing so far. For Luminosity, what's the plan, man? You've lost a man. You want to get some map control. A lot of teams at this point would decide to try to go for a mid-take, just take that position away. The CTs, as we can see, have limited defense there, and that's kind of normal at this point of the round, especially when you're a man up. So as you're playing this 5v4 by the book.
I like that they are not giving an opportunity to Luminosity, because you know, especially with this style of players, that is what they're looking for. You're not likely to see Luminosity creeping into the headshot position undetected. Frosty is the vulnerable man, but he is killing the time of the Luminosity side at the moment. One player spotted in mid, unable to get a fatal engagement. He's crouching and jumping. I don't know if he can actually see stuff with that, or if this is mad baiting going on.
So Luminosity might have been played for fools here. The fact that, we'll go into that in a moment, their hand is being forced by the time at this point. Lucas has made his way forward. Are they going to spot Lucas out? Doesn't seem like they're aware of him making the run up. Surely he's been hurt at this point though, but from the player, the forklift deletes. That's a nice snap. And the frags will be found here. Oh, one after the other. And looks like Luminosity will save the day, but I was really worried there. They were just waiting for a pick, and AZIO weren't giving it to them. And that's a mistake that teams make sometimes. They just wait for too long, and then imagine if they, imagine if it's not as clean into the bomb site. One guy goes down, 10 more seconds is killed. You can't plant the bomb. Well,
there we go. Another CT round falls by the wayside, and Luminosity running away with this now. All the rounds will be played, boys. 13-2. It's something about this scoreline that can't be finished. It's like a curse almost. Whether it's a mentality thing, I don't know. The 13-2s, I've never seen it converted quickly. It's never happened.
More chapters to this book. Hope there's lots of pictures. Infinite and Snakes holding on to what they can. That was cool though for AZIO. It looked good, it looked promising. However, Luminosity breached like the largest whale. That was a massive frag from Lucas. That is so important, that frag.
That's not bad, is it?
He was so far away with his crosshair as well. Like, you have to really credit him for that. That was large. Well then, will they stop, or is it W all the way? A flashbang, Snakes won't be able to see. Can he retreat? No, he can't. Stereo headshots for Luminosity, and that's the round over.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's weird though, isn't it?
You seem disturbed, Henry.
No, just watching it all fall apart for AZIO.
Trevor Bando. Logan Long. Michael wins. 3 men on road. Protecting what they hold beloved.
Well,
coming to small screens near you.
Very small screens.
DVDs if you're lucky.
5
Sunday market DVDs.
There's so much money now for Luminosity. Voltage will get another frag.
And the straight to DVD premiere. Defending on cash.
Well then, it's all going a bit wrong here. There'll be a few tears tonight if this falls apart for AZIO. Haven't seen this sort of meltdown for a while, but Luminosity are up and about. They fancy their chances. They're believing now, you can see.
Ooh, aggression. It looks like, but no one is ready for it. However, Grim has gone past the angle. Oh boy, look at that. Shock and awe. Nice burst from Grim, but he's got to do a lot more than this. He's got a French gun. How many kills can you get out of it? Just the one. 2 versus 4. Infinite on the site, but there are so many angles that will make less, and there's a gap in that smoke. However, Nekez is holding the angle. Infinite slightly elevated. Now, they can't save forever, AZIO. The money isn't quite together. Tracers will be punished. Can't get a second one. Snakes alone now. Full utility, but he can't find the frag. 2 CT rounds have been won.
Infinite does play it pretty smart. Like, the way that he was positioning there, like, understanding, okay, there's no way they're going to push in that, like, segment to the left there. They've dropped the smoke there. They're never pushing that. I can take this really strong angle, try to wait for someone to go a bit deeper on the A main position. Like, you can see exactly all the methods and the ways he's thinking, and it was pretty cool to see that. Very smart. But it's so far not been enough to get a single round for AZIO. Not a single round.
And when they get one, presumably we reset, considering they can't get anything together here.
Yeah, possibly. The fact that Luminosity won the pistol in the first half could be the determining factor, which is nuts. I've forgotten what it's like for CTs to win rounds.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolute.
Stop breaking the side.
You'd like it?
Yeah.
You want a bit more?
This requires no explanation. Counter flash from Snakes. Infinite on the high grounds. This is going to be a big one. Playing with the Smoke Snake, but hasn't been spotted just yet. A transfer, good for 2. Hopping from bus to bus. Frosty at the back of the site. Has he been detected? Hiding behind the boxes. He hears the play towards headshot. Doesn't want to take that duel, and that would be why. Massive headshot from Steel. Grim now getting tagged from the back. Henny, nice burst from Grim. And we're in a 2 versus 2.
Certainly are. Could be the first CT round here. Voltage and Grim doing what they can. They've got to smoke flashbangs, but getting flashed themselves. This could be it, ladies and gents. But you can see how low the money's going to be, even if they can pull this one off. It'll have to be a clean victory now. That's not bad. That'll be round number 14 achieved for AZIO now. So, 14 to 10. This is where they get reset done. And we started all over again.
Yeah, the pressure to win this next round is pretty crazy. This one down to the wire as well. AZIO, can you do it?
That was clean. And aim on these boys. Quite nice. Luminosity have the money to drive this home. Infinite gets away with a lot of health there. Many a man have been sprayed down to less. Back in the vent again. They're making his way towards Squeaky. Just in case someone's in front of the door. Some harassment. Oh, he's got a different lineup. Looked like he was lining something up towards the forklift position there. Which is interesting. Want to look back at on the demo. I shall make a note.
Well then, minute remaining. Trying to avoid the resets. AZIO yet to give a player here. And we'll find match point first. Maybe even some bonus rounds will come into play. Execution from Luminosity has been so effective, and AZIO seems that the defensive again focusing towards B. They might not even have a chance here. First kill comes in for Grim. Needs to buy more time here. Will go for the spray, surely through the smoke. Holds up defensively though. Needs his teammates to arrive. Good damage with the incendiary though. As the rotations come through, no bomb can be planted just yet. Bit of a fake, but there we go. Commitment comes in. 5 on 4. Henny with the AWP. Looks deadly.
Infinite's on the back. On the flank, but next to the grid off angle. I don't think he's ever going to check for this indeed. Oh, Henny's just taking more out of the picture as well, and there's no way in, so AZIO back to save. At least I'll save an AWP, but what is it about these CT rounds? Luminosity with another good one on the T side. This is looking like Luminosity are going to steal this one away.
Yeah, I think at this point AZIO, they seem very mentally checked out of it. They got the first pick. They keep to see gamble stacking bomb sites, hoping for the best, and it's not really working out for them. Full retake on A. Luminosity just toy with them once they get into the site. See the execution, and Lucas just getting it done, hitting the shots, and Henny with the AWP plucks them one by one. Another eco for AZIO.
Lucas is looking super sharp today. And I feel like with the AWPers on the side of Luminosity and the old familiar name of Steel, who has probably some of the highest name value, well, of the riflers at least, you don't look so much towards the neck ears, towards the Lucas, especially Lucas, because his brother's AWP is quite the shadow for him to play inside of. But his aim has been nasty today. It's been nasty with the Seiko.
Certainly agree.
Top fragging for the team at the moment. Just one shy of Infinite. Nice bounce flash. It takes some angles away, but Voltage will re-aggress, and he must. You're lining up a smoke. Is it for quad? The bomb, though, heading towards the B bomb site, will circumvent almost everybody. Frosty will be victimized with his USP. That face is too innocent for this kind of violence.
To defend here, it's just a mere USP. Never had a chance.
That's round. We'll just have to save the AWP and the FAMAS. From Infinite. Trying to do some damage. Got a little couple of chest shots in. Took him down to 40 HP. AZIO now. Really are struggling to convert this game. It should have been a lock-in. But the reset comes through. And now finding themselves in turmoil. Voltage trying to hold on to the AWP. So much money available for Luminosity can definitely justify the hunt here. As we continue. The madness. The L will be dropped. And will the AK be recovered? Not quite. Luke is trying to deny it, making sure he can't get it. Oh, nope, you're not coming in. Did he do it?
Oh!
No. Bugged out there.
Nice.
Well, it's really hard to say exactly what AZIO need to do here. I mean, your typical CT cash, you know, with the just taking away positions, pushing B storage or A storage, or mix some shenanigans around mid, get a position player boosted late round. Like some of these basics or like squeaky pushes, they're all available to them. And it feels like they've been playing kind of scared with the lead that they've had.
I think balance has to be found in aggression, because there is no balance with the passive play. And as you can see, Luminosity expecting that, because AZIO, well, both CT sides are getting victimized from round to round, so surely it makes sense to take the game to the T side. And they'll be expectant of that. They've got a double peek here from B. They're expectant of the boost in mid. And the late game has been working fine. The AK is just proving to be too strong for Luminosity. So Luminosity have the right reads of what makes sense in terms of a reactive play, or a proactive play rather, from the CTs, but AZIO will hold steadfast.
Looking for the mid-execution here. Smokes deployed towards middle. Normally for the B split this one. They have the presence towards A and B, so it's not clear where they're head. Might just be a bit of a fake to cause a rotation of the CTs. Infinite trying to get as much information as he can towards B storage. They can just get match point. I'm sure that'll be a mental reset for them. It looks like that's not even possible right now. Losing every duel. Stay. Looks like he'll be traded out. He's got the AWP looking directly at him. Throws a flashbang. Trying to find kills. That's the bomb. Now we've got something to work with.
Got Voltage in position for the cross, but Henny so fast. Frosty still alive, begging for some support. But the rotation has been so long. Oh, they've won.
They have. Time ran out.
I didn't even see the time.
There you go.
They couldn't even make it to the site, Luminosity.
Hero play from Frosty. I mean, like, just, that frag I didn't think was going to happen.
There are 7 seconds and they're still holding angles towards the car.
There was a previous round that was like that, where, you know, they actually just got the frag. Like they would have gotten the frag on the guy on quad, and everything was fine. But that's what they tend to do. Like sometimes they just tend to wait for Henny to get picked.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, and it's just there is a protocol. If X amount of time is left and you haven't got any map positioning on a site, screw the pick base play.
It's an unforced error, Dan.
Indeed.
One player will be spotted outside the B-bomb site at the very least. The glass is broken, but the rest will be a surprise. 3 players here for AZIO. 1 on the site, but aside from that, looks like it's mainly a focus on a retake. Luminosity, though, will now ask questions of AZIO, and I don't think they'll be brave enough to push and see what is going on. Steel and Henny, though, still in the sunroom for the time being. Maybe expectant of that kind of play, I don't know.
We'll tell.
I think one thing that would have been cool in this round for Luminosity is if they would have had somebody pressuring Squeaky during the time when they were throwing all the nades in towards B, just to make it extra confusing. Because they didn't, they have no information if Squeaky's pushed, and also A main as well, so they have to take it slower. We'll see if they can still make it work.
Ooh, Infinite's position stops the rotation. You can see no one's pushing into the B bomb site, and they're ready here. Frosty again. There's the bomb on the floor, and this looks like it's the end for Luminosity on Cash. They came so far, only to be the architects of their own downfall.
It's the Luminosity calling cards, James.
It is
Get right back into the game, then lose in the last couple of rounds. They've done this so much. They're leaving already. That's not BM. Don't leave. Wow. They just left before they even finished.
Props to Frosty. Like, he has some really great performances with the rifle, especially towards the end, being able to anchor things with the M4. But yeah, definitely some weird situations in this matchup. Both teams really struggling on the CT side, but obviously Luminosity struggled way more because they didn't win any rounds outside of the pistol. As you were not fortunate enough to win the pistol, they had to win the raw buy rounds, which they were able to do.
If you look at it though, AZIO, especially early on in the first half, AZIO made some big mistakes which didn't go punished and managed to win rounds where Luminosity made them, and rather than not punish, they kind of punished themselves, and that's what was the difference in this match.
It's a very strange game, that one. I can't really put my finger on what happened. Luminosity looked so good on the T side, but both teams so flat on their CT forces. It just came down to some scrapping around to AZIO. Like, this was not a clean round by any sense. Like we said, they ran out of time. They got a bit lucky in that respect. The Luminosity were unaware. And this is just, like I said, Luminosity just seem like they thrive in chaos, but also get lost in it sometimes as well. As we'll get the scoreboards up here. Frosty with 22 kills. Infinite, some amazing rounds from him. 24 frags. Lucas and Yell at the top of the scoreboard with Henny as well. Gutting defeat for them, considering how far they had to grind. They lost the first half 13-2 and got back into it. It can be one of those gutting ways to lose a game, so commiserations there. We do have one more map between them. And
Overpass.
It will be Overpass, gents. So I'm not really sure what to make of that one. It was a close game, but still at the same time, I feel a little bit hollow after it. It's like when you have 13-2 and then like it's not like it was a fun second half. It's just like
struggle.
They were just struggling just to like kind of save weapons and trying not to throw the game, and it kind of got a bit awkward towards the end.
Save after save after save.
Lots of saving. It doesn't really make. That wasn't the exciting game I was hoping for. We got one more map. We know that the AZIO guys are very good on Overpass. We watched them a couple of times now. They actually look decent on that map, and hopefully it lives up to expectations. We will see you after this break, and we will bring you all the action, the final map of the day, right here in a few minutes.